Today's experiment is all about trust. T-R-U-S-T, like the word rust, with a T. I don't know. Criss, do you trust me? Do you trust me, Criss?
No.
Criss, do you trust? No, okay, fair enough. But I need you to trust me a little bit. What I want you to do is I want you to, here, we'll show exactly what we're gonna ask you to do here, is I want you to hold out one of your hands and with the fingertips of the other hand, really strike the palm several times really hard. Because what that does, it's gonna numb the flesh of your hand. So you go ahead and do that. While you're doing that, let's see, I'm gonna remove, I'm gonna remove a match here again. Now get ready to trust me here, buddy, okay? Here we go. No, don't worry, here we go. Okay, hold your hand. Now you gotta trust me, okay? You gotta trust me here. Here we go. Did it feel, is it painful? Well, that's because actually the match is totally unburnt. Let me start the quick explanation to this trick by saying something quite provocative. I'm gonna say something sincerely that's gonna be challenging to some, and it's this. I'm a big fan of David Blaine's influence on magic. I love that he's pulled so much focus to magic. However, I'm not as big a fan of his performance style. Okay, I'm not criticizing, it's a different style than mine. David Blaine's style is the very traditional classic magician who doesn't really give away much emotion or much of himself, no unique perspective on the world, nothing at all. He plays a bit of almost a zombie-like character, and that has its real power. So I'm not criticizing that, and if that's a style you like, cool. However, my whole thing and about moving magic into the next century and the next century, and why people will start to see magic as more of an art than anything else, is if we finally express our creative selves and let people inside who we are as characters with unique perspective and unique this and unique that. So that's my style, and I encourage you to choose the same. I see a lot of magicians who don't have the power or the presence or the ability of a David Blaine, and they try to just come across, and all they come across is arrogant and uninteresting. And the problem is too, it just puts the focus on the trick, just the trick and the puzzle. Do you know how I did it? You don't know how I did it. What I just did, you don't know how I did it. To me, that's one of the weakest parts of magic. I love magic that's creative and interesting. So having said all that, my favorite magic is when the trick is about something more than just the trick. So here it's about the idea, the idea of someone numbing their flesh. The method's very simple. It actually uses a principle I shared on this channel already on another, but it's one of the things I love about magic is you can take the same technique or principle and use it in a great many ways. So let's come on down here, Criss. Thank you, buddy. So obviously saying to someone, do you trust me, opens up the door for a whole bunch of fun interaction, which I love. I mean, I think that's the real meat of the performance. And I say, what I want you to do is hit your hand and numb it. You're gonna numb the flesh a bit. And of course, that's total horse shit. There's no truth to that. For all I know, it makes the hand more sensitive. I don't know. Now, this is a tricky one, because if you're not careful, people get ahead where you're going and they won't even help you, okay? So this is where I never open with this trick. This is not an opening trick. You have to establish trust, and people have to believe that everything's gonna work out fine. And while they're doing this, okay, they don't know what I'm quite doing yet, I reach in and I pull out a match, right? At least that's how it looks. But what I just did is set up the trick, because I actually have two matches. I have two matches. And again, I shared this principle with you. It's an original principle with me. I shared this with you guys on a torn and restored match trick on this channel. But here, so what I do is behind the cover of this, and while they're slapping their hand and thinking, you know, what sort of silly stuff we're getting up to now, is I reach in and behind the cover of the matchbook, I actually pull two matches forward. Okay, pull two matches forward, pull both out. I clip both between my first and second fingers, and I move one out into view. So that's what's happening. So here, all I'm gonna do is strike this. I say, you gotta trust me. I grab their hand, and the moment I take their finger, only now typically do people realize, oh, I think I know what he's gonna do, and I wave this. And everyone's panicking or laughing or freaking out, which presents plenty of natural misdirection for me to throw this match to the ground, okay? And I mean, it's amazing. It doesn't even matter if the floor is carpeted. People will not hear this. So I wave this, and it's a totally natural action of waving out, and all I do is chuck this sucker down onto the ground, then move up and forward, and as I move forward, all I do is pivot the match. I just turn it 180 degrees and press it against their palm. And people freak out. They all look to their friend. Is Harvey hurt? Is Sheila gonna sue? All these important questions. And then I say, well, actually, and so underneath all this emotion of somebody maybe getting hurt, all of a sudden, all that energy is redirected into a mystery. And that mystery is that his hands are empty and the match is totally unburnt. And what I really like to do is let that die down, let the excitement of that die down. Then I strike the match and they go, oh my God, he's going to do it again. I take their hand and this time I really and seriously burn them.